All right, so once again, I'm live. Coming in. Really wasn't supposed to come in, but spur of the moment type thing. A lot of stuff going on right here, man. So, usually I just, like I said, it's been a hot day, been chilling, been working, doing a lot of things, events, been on the move, I will say, to say the least, right? But this happened in Virginia the other day, and I was out at the time. And I had a shooting. And I would say it was a weird shooting, to say the least, man. I'm not saying we're real or fake, but yeah, I understand. So when you have all these shootings going, yeah, like I said, I was just looking at it in Idaho. So it's Idaho, I think it's Farmville, Virginia. Just a lot of shooting. They just saying the officers. So it's been like a madhouse right here in Virginia lately. Crazy stuff. But
well, Janine, neighbors learning this afternoon that their morning wake-up call at the Meadowbrook apartment complex was at the hands of a convicted felon with a violent history. Chesterfield police were called to the 5200 block of Whetstone Road early Friday morning for a domestic situation. They've arrested and charged 36-year-old Antonio Dante Robinson. Sources tell me that same man is the one that Chesterfield police arrested in April and charged with 3 crimes that were null prossed in juvenile and domestic relations court just 2 weeks ago because the victim wouldn't testify. Here's what Chief Frank Carpenter had to say about what happened this morning.
The officer approached the residence and was allowed into the residence by a female occupant. Upon entering the residence, the officer was immediately ambushed with gunfire. The officer was able to retreat from the residence to a place of cover, sustaining an injury to the leg. The officer is being treated at a local hospital here in Chesterfield County. The injury is being dealt with, and everyone in the community at this time is safe.
Janine and Cam, this morning's incident eerily similar to one I covered back in May of 2006 with the death of Officer Gary Bureau and also his backup, Officer Joe Diamond, that was shot multiple times but survived. My sources telling me this highlights the inherent risks of responding to domestic calls.
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website you need.
A convicted felon with a long criminal history. For the second time in 2.5 months, police arrest 36-year-old Antonio Robinson. This time, he is charged with shooting a police officer. The sounds of fixing a door echo in the 5200 block of Whetstone Road at the Meadowbrook apartment complex Friday afternoon.
What the heck is going on now?
Replacing the gunshots the community woke up to just before 6 Friday morning.
The officer approached the residence and was allowed into the residence by a female occupant. Upon entering the residence, the officer was immediately
For the second.
It's getting kind of crazy because if you really look at it, man, like, I mean, this anything can happen, but just shooting cops on the regular, man, it's kind of wild. I will say this. As much as this is happening, should we really be surprised about this? I'm not surprised, but I am a little this is kind of crazy that when you really think about it. Because I need to know where were the people at who set this up. And why didn't anybody put the same thing together, try to get this thing rectified? Because this is a situation that shouldn't have happened. Honestly. But at the same time, I understand how it happened as well. But these situations that came around quite a bit out here in what do you call it, Richmond, Idaho, and other places as well. So it's like, what's up, man?
Yo, what up, man? Man.
What's up, man? Talk about this crazy shit that's been going on, man.
Yeah, that shit's weird, man.
I'm gonna play it for you right now.
In time, in 2.5 months, police arrest 36-year-old Antonio Robinson. This time, he is charged with shooting a police officer. The sounds of fixing a door echo in the 5200 block of Whetstone Road at the Meadowbrook apartment complex Friday afternoon.
What the heck is going on now?
Replacing the gunshots the community woke up to just before 6 Friday morning.
The officer approached the residence and was allowed into the residence by a female occupant. Upon entering the residence, the officer was immediately ambushed with gunfire. The officer was able to retreat from the residence to a place of cover, sustaining an injury to the leg.
The officer taken to a nearby hospital with a non-life-threatening wound. Police surround the apartment home and wait for a man barricaded inside. My sources tell me a few family members were also in the house, but had locked themselves in bedrooms.
The suspect has been identified and is in custody and has been charged with the following charges: malicious wounding, discharging of a firearm in an occupied dwelling, the use of a firearm in the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
36-year-old Antonio Robinson has been down this path before, convicted of malicious wounding in Richmond in 2018 and sentenced to 10 years in prison, with 9 suspended. He also picked up 3 charges in April in Chesterfield County. All of those charges null prossed just 2 weeks ago in Chesterfield Juvenile and Domestic Relations Court. Sources tell me that happened because the victim wouldn't testify.
How much longer, do people, the good people, put up with this thing?
My source is telling me the officer was shot in his lower leg. He is relatively new to the patrol officer position. Before, he was a police service aide. He is expected to make a full recovery.
Yeah, so that happened the other day. Friday morning, as a matter of fact. Ooh. They ain't nothing but 10 minutes from me, so they ain't getting a little close here.
And then, yeah, you're saying all of a sudden, you know what I mean? These something's happening to these police and these firefighters and all. It's like
now it said a girl. Now it's interesting because it said the girl called, right? And he got brought in the apartment, and the guy shot him. So either it was a setup, or what happened was the girl, the girl called the cop, and the guy said, "I ain't getting locked up," and he shot him. It one or the other. This could have went either way. But they tell my police officers getting attacked next. Anytime that happens, you got to be careful.
Right.
Now, I think this happened today too. No, hold on. All right. This happened in Philadelphia.
Also breaking this morning, a school public safety resource officer is shot while on duty today, just before 2 a.m. this morning. Police responded to Christopher Columbus Boulevard and Callow Hill Street. When they arrived, they found the officer shot multiple times. Police say he may have been connected to an earlier road rage incident on I-95. Police say that incident involved a white Hyundai SUV and black Dodge pickup truck. Investigators believe that someone in the white Hyundai pointed a gun at people in the black pickup truck. We're told people inside that truck then went to police.
We know that they flagged down who they believed to be an officer and reported what had happened on 95. And at that point, the officer attempted to either investigate or intervene in some way when the occupant of that Hyundai opened fire on that officer.
Police say the injured officer tried driving himself to the hospital before crashing his car. He is currently in critical condition. Police are still looking for the driver of the white Hyundai. We will keep you up to date on both of those breaking news stories. Also breaking this morning, a school public safety.
All right, this happened in Philadelphia too.
A gut-wrenching scene is left in the wake of the powerful home explosion on West Bristol Street. The call came in just before 5 a.m. and by the time fire crews arrived, 3 row homes had partially collapsed. Crews immediately began looking for people who were trapped.
We were in the process of doing our initial search and rescue where we were able to pull 2 people from this location. 2
women, ages 82 and 62, were taken to the hospital, one in critical condition. Search teams then brought in a dog who alerted crews to a body in the wreckage.
Based on what neighbors have told us, the woman lived alone, she was elderly.
Assistant Fire Chief Charles Walker said the rubble left a precarious scene for fire crews who brought in special equipment to monitor any additional collapses, and they're waiting until L&I deems it safe to continue their investigation. Mayor Sherelle Parker urged the city to come together.
I want to ask Philadelphia right now to please lift up in prayer those families who have been directly impacted and indirectly impacted.
Among those hospitalized, a woman who city officials say has worked behind the scenes at City Council for decades, though they aren't sharing her name.
Everyone in council is devastated. Everyone knows this person. I'd like to call her the unofficial council staffer at large.
A nearby school is serving as a cooling and support center for those who were evacuated.
Everyone is on the scene to do anything that they possibly can to assist us in helping those who have been impacted.
Workers from the Salvation Army and the Red Cross brought food and water to the evacuees.
We're making sure that people are being taken care of while the city assesses what the next step is.
Deadly explosion and fire causes a partial collapse of 3 row homes in Nicetown. The incident shook residents out of their beds and left them in shock.
It was scary. It shook the whole house.
My door was all blown open and glass everywhere.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. It's approximately 4:35. Today's June the 12th. Can you hear me okay? Okay, my name is Robert Norris. I am the Sheriff of Kootenai County. This information is very preliminary and is subject to change. We want to give you and the public as much information as quickly as possible. So at approximately 1:21 p.m. this afternoon, we received reports of a fire on the east side of Canfield Mountain. Fire assets responded to the scene, and at approximately 2 p.m. this afternoon, it was reported that firefighters were receiving shots fired at them. We now have 2 deaths. We have an unknown amount of casualties. We still have civilians that are coming off of that mountain. We might have civilians that are stuck or in shock on that mountain. So this is a very, very fresh situation. We are actively taking sniper fire as we speak. This is an active situation. We have multiple agencies that are on scene from local and federal authorities, and we are prepared to neutralize this suspect who is currently actively shooting at public safety personnel. We are prepared to neutralize this suspect as quickly as possible. And that's really all that we know as of right now. We don't know who the suspects are. We don't know how many there are. So I know that it's very, very, very early, and I don't think that any questions would yield anything. But Chief, do you have anything? Was I accurate in what we were reporting?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll take a couple of questions, but I'd like to remind you that's very, very preliminary, and I'm not so sure we're going to have any additional information.
The 2 deaths, are they fire personnel that have done it?
We know that there's 2 deaths, and we believe that they are, yes.
Have they been taken off of the mountain?
Yeah, no, we're still in that process.
Dan Brown, Crime 2. You mentioned that there were multiple people that have been shot. Do you have an exact number at
No.
the moment?
Nope, okay. We do not.
Alex, I'm one of the spokesmen. How are you going about evacuating people from the mountain or getting personnel out of there who are being shot at? I mean, what does that process look like?
Right now, we're developing a plan to be able to suppress these individuals' firefighting capability. And when we get that under control, when we have an opportunity to suppress that, then we will continue our removing of people who are on the mountain, who are on for a hike, or public safety personnel, or people who live on the backside of the mountain.
Do we have any indication of what type of firearms are being used in this? from the suspect?
Well, it appears that modern day sporting rifles are being used. It appears that high powered rifles are being used. Yes.
How many acres is this fire?
I don't know.
Started out as a half acre.
Do we know about how many minutes after shots were fired when fire crews arrived?
Well, we got the first call at 1:21, and we have reports that they were taking shots at about 2 o'clock. I don't know what time they arrived on scene. I don't know what time the firefighters arrived on scene, but we can get you that information at the next briefing if you'd like.
How many engines were on scene when shots were fired? You know that? Three? Three.
And just to be clear, the people who responded, they were wildland firefighters or they were local firefighters fighting a wildland firefighter?
City of Coeur d'Alene and County Fire Rescue.
Yes,
when
sir.
the shots were fired, were they at an accelerated rate or was it a single shot?
Oh no, we're taking rapid fire up there. In the back.
You keep referring to individuals. Are you referring to the casualties or like
Well, we don't know how many suspects are up there, and we don't know how many casualties that there are. Yeah, I suspect we'll have people coming forward that maybe are stuck up there that drove themselves to the hospital, but I suspect that would likely be the case.
Do we have confirmation that there are people stuck up there?
People are still coming off the mountain, so it would only be safe to assume that the mountain is not clear.
As of right now, is there an active threat to? the
Absolutely,
surrounding community?
absolutely there is.
Has
Yeah.
there been a shelter-in-place order put forth?
Yes, there has, and I would encourage all of you to tell people to stay away from the area. Do not come to the area. Stay away from the area. This is going to be, if these individuals are not neutralized quickly, this is going to be likely a multi-day operation.
Here's a question. So is the suspect in a home up there? Are they, do we have an indication of where they might be on the mountain?
Yeah, we don't believe that they're in a home up there at this time.
So they're just kind of out in the open firing?
Well, they're heavy brush, well prepared. So yeah, they're blending in with their surroundings. Go ahead.
Did you mention that the person that called it in is most likely the shooter?
No, no, we didn't say that. We said the first call was at 1:21 on a fire, and then we started receiving over our radio that the firefighters were receiving shots fired from the mountain.
Sheriff Martin, has anything happened like this before? And if so, do you think you and other law enforcement entities will be more aware going forward?
You know, this is an interesting dynamic. This, you know, we have seen some of these things in a urban environment where firefighters were in a urban setting, putting out firefighters during civil disobedience, getting shot at. I've seen that. I can't say that I've seen it in a rural setting myself, but I have seen it in an urban setting frequently where firefighters do get shot at in, you know, civil unrest. Yes.
So do we know if it's one or two shooters?
We don't know. There's 1, 2, 3, or 4. Yeah, we don't know.
Just for the fire itself, firefighting efforts, is it contained? Is it still spreading? What does that look like?
Well, it's gonna keep burning because we can't put a lot of resources on there right now. But Chief, if
No, we won't put any resources
Yeah.
out there until the threat is neutralized.
Do we have like a risk of wildfire? Say, is it high winds? Is that going to fuel the fire or anything? Or is it
We're at a high state right now in wildland, so it'll calm down as the evening progresses, but then it'll pick back up tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hopefully this is neutralized.
Sheriff Norris, how are you feeling about this overall from when you first got the call to just now from what you heard?
you know what, it's going to be the tough next couple hours. Yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping that somebody has a clear shot and is able to neutralize, because they are not at this point in time showing any evidence of wanting to surrender. So as soon as somebody has a clear shot, I encourage them to take that shot and neutralize the threat.
I've seen several life flight helicopters coming in and out. Are there any other air resources that are being used at the moment?
Oh yeah, we have our Emergency Operations Bureau that is containing assets. And whenever a situation goes beyond the local resources, which this has, like I said, we have other counties that are here. We have federal authorities that are here, and we will neutralize this threat. So.
Sorry, I know we touched on this with the suspects. You know, we know there is at least one, but you said possibly others. Is it coming from multiple different locations that bullets are coming from that might indicate that
Yes.
it is
Oh yeah.
one
Yep.
suspect?
Yep.
So it's coming from not just one.
Yeah, it's what the officers and deputies are reporting up on the mountain right now. So.
Have any officers been hit?
As of right now, we don't have any officers that have been hit. Okay.
Can you just confirm, list all the law enforcement?
Well, I have not gotten a list yet, but however, if I mean, pretty much everybody that's in this region, we have some.
So that's about the firefighters right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now here go one more. Of course, they gonna show a black officer this time.
Mm.
And we continue to follow breaking news this afternoon of 2 Milwaukee police officers shot on Thursday night. It happened near 24th and Garfield. Officials say one officer remains in critical condition and the other is expected to be okay. A suspect is now taken into custody. Let's bring in our northern Milwaukee County reporter, Gideon Verdeen. And Gideon, you have been speaking with people who live in that area all morning and all afternoon. So what are people who live there telling you this afternoon?
That's right, Adriana. I'm standing here at the heart of the investigation here on Milwaukee's north side, a neighborhood shaken up after shots fired last night. 2 Milwaukee police officers were shot, and what officers say they were responding to a shots fired call. Now, neighbors in this community tell me they're fearful and uncertain. Police say the shooting happened shortly after 9 p.m. What you're looking at now is videos of investigators combing through the backyard. They appear to find a large caliber bullet casing. The shooting happened near 24th Place in Garfield. The call came in as a report of a person with a weapon and quickly escalated to shots fired. As officers moved through the alley, they were met with gunfire and both officers were struck. Police are calling it a targeted ambush. I spoke with neighbors in the neighborhood who heard the gunshots.
As soon as we got in the house, it was shots. We had to get all of the kids down. It was like a big pop, like a wow. And then when I got the kids down, it was a pow, 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 boom.
Pissed off. My sister's a retired police officer, so I have a high esteem for police officers. So pissed off.
Now, MPD says they have one suspect in custody, but the investigation is ongoing. We saw investigators out here all day combing this backyard as well as neighboring houses. Crime Stoppers is urging anyone with information to come forward. This neighborhood is rattled, but we will be here continuing to provide you with information in our upcoming reports. Gideon Verdeen, TMJ4 News.
Yeah, Gideon, and thank you for providing that perspective of those who live in the area. They're shocked and rattled by this shooting. And shortly after the officers were shot, the Milwaukee Police Association voiced its frustration, releasing a statement that said, in part, quote, "This senseless act of violence has struck the very heart of our department and our community. We have reached a breaking point. Violence in our city is out of control, and those who protect our neighborhoods are increasingly in the crosshairs." And the president of the Police Association, Alex Ayala, had this to say early this morning.
Enough is enough. Stop trying to kill my police officers. The violence against our police officers is out of hand. It's 4 officers in 5 months. It's ridiculous.
4 officers in 5 months.
Instances he mentioned in February, an officer was injured in a shooting near 27th and Wisconsin. It happened when police tried to stop a man who was carrying a rifle and firing shots into the air. The suspect was killed and the officer recovered from their injuries. And earlier this month, an MPD officer was injured in a shootout near Hampton Avenue.
Oh, wait, stop it real quick. Stop it real quick.
4 officers were shot and hurt.
Was that the? So then they give you the. So one of them we watched earlier was they hit us with the 2. Was it 2 people something like that injured, or no 3 people or something like that? And now it was 2 and 1. Now they're giving us June 12, which is, you know what I'm saying? You put that 2 and 1. That's I don't know. It's just a lot of, I don't know, man. A lot of these numbers, bro, that they keep telling. It's just bro. But it's just like the other thing. They said the other guy, they had a suspect, but they were still investigating. How they catch the dude so fast? How many people was it? I don't know, man. It's just the media don't give you no detail, bro. They'll tell you a little something, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? But that's all by design, though. To keep your ass scared, to keep you you know what I mean? Keep you in suspense. Keep you guessing, keep you, you know what I mean? Keep you assuming. Keep you picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when they did say this Milwaukee officer, they say he died.
And then you talk about 4 or 5 months? Damn. Like, what? Okay, what? I don't know, bro. But see, I just always trip when a cop, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's messed up, you got family, whatever. Police don't deserve to get shot and die, whatever. But it's not the same energy when they shoot and kill people, though. You notice that? Crazy.
I do notice that. Yeah. I noticed that.
We continue to follow breaking news this morning. 4 people are dead, including the shooter, and 2 more hurt after that mass shooting at the Greenwood Park Mall Sunday.
We've just been getting new details that have coming in this morning, including the mall closed today. We know that the suspect's father's home was raided overnight. We want to get now with the latest out here to Justin Kolar and our team coverage this morning.
And recap where things are on the shooting spree. Justin, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Daniel and Angela. Yeah, so we also know that the Johnson County Coroner's Office is working on one final ID from one of the victims killed here at the Greenwood Park Mall last night. As soon as we have that, we should have a better idea of who those people were, but that may not come until after 10 o'clock. But again, it's a much quieter scene here at the mall. We're actually across the street. The mall is closed today. They are still continuing their investigation inside after yesterday's horrific event, which saw hundreds of innocent shoppers stampeding for the exits after a man opened fire inside the mall's food court with a rifle. Greenwood Police Chief Jim Eisen says officers responded very quickly, but a lawfully armed citizen with a handgun acted first, killing the shooter quickly after those first shots were fired inside. Police tell us that the shooter acted alone. He was an adult man who opened fire around 6 o'clock yesterday here at the Greenwood Park Mall, shooting innocent shoppers with what we're told is a long rifle. Again, it was not police, but a law-abiding 22-year-old man from Bartholomew County who took down the shooter. Police say had he not, more lives would have likely been lost because the shooter had several loaded magazines of ammo ready to go.
It was a very, very fast response, but I'm going to tell you, the real hero of the day is the citizen that was lawfully carrying a firearm in that food court and was able to stop this shooter almost as soon as he began.
Yeah, and Angela, you mentioned this. We've also just got confirmation from mall representatives. The mall will be closed today while police continue their investigation inside. And our own Russ McQuaid, who joins me now on camera, was here at the scene last night. You've been investigating this morning as well. and you were at the scene of the apartment.
All right. I could go on and on. It's so much stuff I've been looking ever since I heard about the shooting the other day here. And then we had a dude, somebody got killed in a road rage shooting the other day. Somebody got killed in a road rage shooting the other day in traffic. Or not killed, shot through the window. Yeah, so there's been a lot of stuff going on. Shoot.
Well, see, they hit us with three. They hit us with three again.
Something is going on outside this morning at the park. The guys almost got to fighting and shit. I'm like, wait, what the hell going on? Yeah, man.
But you look, they hit us with three. Look, 3 victims killed. See, man, bro. I mean, my thing is, I'm not trying to make no conspiracy. Like, you know, my thing is, why is it always these same numbers, like type of numbers, bro? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 3, 13, motherfucking 7. Like, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll give you 2 3s and they equal that shit up to 33. It's like, but I mean, I think what it is, they're trying to push agenda, like we were talking about earlier when we was on the phone with you know, they're gonna push wrap this shit up. There's probably gonna be some shit that they want to you know, make down the pipe with this legislation shit, with this cop shit. This is for funding, bro. This is probably for police funding because they know Donald Trump and all these other and the Democrats, all these motherfuckers be kissing the police's ass. So this is probably for some funding. What you think? It's probably for some funding, bro, or some kind of bill or something.
I know we got a new law coming in Virginia on
these motherfuckers kiss the police
Tuesday,
ass,
on Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but they got cyberbullying law.
A shocking crime in a small city.
Damn.
So yeah,
in Indiana
but
is shedding light on
don't the police bully
big
people? It's
money
crazy.
part of
Wow.
the healthcare industry. A doctor facing trial now for.
I guess they don't call it bullying with when it's authorities, when authorities, so-called quote unquote authorities do it, it's not bullying. I guess makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Chak, what up? You know what I'm saying? But see, the government, that's what the government does, is bully people though, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of wild, bro. I just letting you know. Yeah, this thing, man, I tell you, this shit, ever since it got hot, man, it been like a fucking blaze out this motherfucker. They just shooting cop like a motherfucker, bro. Like, damn.
It's been hot out here, but yeah, would you sound in that video I seen the other day you sent me, and then from what you saying, man, it sounds like something's going on out there in Virginia.
Man, been wild west out this jump, bro. I told you about it, man. It been like every fucking day something wild going in this bitch, man. I say, yo.
But what is Duncan, or whatever, what is he doing about it?
He ain't doing shit. I mean, I said that this shit going on every fucking day, bro. Like, I'm like, come on, man. What's up, man?
Yo, what's the word?
Nothing much, man. I was out, been out all day, but I about to go to sleep, but I had to come on and tell you about this shit, man. Look, Chak, it been going down out here in Virginia, man. Look, the other day they had a domestic call. They invited the police in the house, in the apartment. Man shot the police. Then they had another police shoot today in Idaho. Some firefighters got attacked. Then a police officer from Milwaukee got killed. So there's been a lot of trends of police officers getting shot, firefighters getting fucked up, and shit like that. Sound like a lot of shit going on.
Man.
But that thing that happened up the street from me, they said that a girl called for a domestic violence complaint. And when the police came into the house, the dude shot the cop. Yeah. And they said he was already a felon and he had got arrested 2 months earlier. But what happened was the person didn't testify against him, so he was let go. So now he comes back and he shoots.
Man. That kind of rough there, man.
Seven.
She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, but I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, man.
For a bill, bro. This is gonna be trust me. That's why there's difference. And you notice those are like 3-4 different East Coast states that you just said. But this is gonna be for trust me, bro. This is
hold on, you talking about Virginia?
Yeah, this is
Are you talking about in general?
No, I'm saying. Say that again.
Or some from
a lot of these cases happen all over, but I'm just talking about in Virginia. We done had 2 in the last couple of days with some officers involved shooting them when they had a firefighters get attacked in Idaho.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, this is for something's coming down the pipe. Why? There's gonna be some kind of law or some kind of bill or some motherfucker, some cop shit kissing the police's ass like usual. You know what I'm saying? Both of them do it. Democrats do it. The Republicans do it. They both do it. You know what I'm saying? When a cop is killed, it's a big ass deal. But when motherfuckers police kill people every day, and it's like, okay, back to business and shit. It's crazy because they're supposed to be serving us and they're killing you and shit. Wow. We're not serving them. We got the system is so backwards, man. And the perception and what we're
Shaq, I got something to tell you.
Given to what is real is backwards, my bad.
So yeah, Shaq, gotta tell you something. I was outside this morning. Homeboy we're playing ball. And he tell you he got the thing in his chest for dialysis. So anyway, dude got the elbow and shit fighting and shit, did the elbow in him and hit him and it knocked a piece of it out or something, like some strap or some money, right? So anyway, the elbow, he got into it. He was like, man, the fuck? He was like, bro, man, you chill with the elbows. He was like, what the fuck you gonna do? Motherfucker got there and tried to jump with the homeboy. About 14 people jumped in and say, no, you ain't none of that shit going down, right? So I said, man, that dude was elbowing you in the chest, though, bro. You gotta watch that thing because you got that thing in that port in your chest, right? So, like I said, getting hot out here, boys, acting crazy. I had a man walk up to me the other day and say, hey, sir, how you doing? I said, yeah, how you doing? Do you know anybody that has a chainsaw? I'm like, no. But, interesting case, right? I said, yo, what the hell is going on, man? You looking to cut down some trees? Or you looking to chainsaw somebody? Mm-hmm.
Why is he out there playing with the thing in his chest, man? That's dangerous, bro. Somebody hit that man.
You trying to get exercise, man. You trying to get exercise.
No, man, you can exercise, you can walk. Exercise, man. That ain't man, that's dangerous, dog. It's too dangerous, Frank. Hell no.
So
damn.
What y'all talking about?
I'm talking about my homeboy playing with the dialysis thing in the chest.
Oh yeah.
God damn. Wee. That's like playing with a loaded. That's like damn. That's like playing with a loaded gun in your face, man. Ain't Frank? Goddamn. He can I don't know. Man, these people suck down here, bro. The plumbing is garbage, bro. They got all these Hispanic motherfuckers, bro. Man. Ugh.
That shit is wild, man.
Well, look, since I was looking at it right here, since we're talking about, so it kind of surprised me, he said he getting served this week to put the thing in his arm instead of his chest, right? So let me go into Dallas.
For the attempted murder of another doctor. Erin Moriarty has been investigating what could be behind it. She joins us now. Erin, good morning.
Good morning. Tony, this caught everyone off guard. Dr. Andrea Bua is accused of shooting and wounding a local kidney specialist. CBS News has evidence that this shooting may have been a work last December of United Healthcare CEO. The possible motive, according to our CBS News investigation, outrage over the state of a multi-billion-dollar industry.
That man was shot in the hand.
What you're seeing here is the aftermath of the attack on a local kidney doctor.
He shot me with a handgun.
The alleged assailant is another doctor, Andrea Bua. According to law enforcement, there's no evidence Dr. Abua knew the victim, but in letters to CBS News, Abua is fixated on what he believes are questionable practices in an area of medicine that gets little attention, the dialysis industry. LQ, is it fair to say you're living literally day to day?
Yes, literally.
35-year-old Laquea Goldring, or LQ, whose kidneys were damaged by childhood cancer, spends more than 4 hours most days hooked up to a dialysis machine.
Every day, it's war.
These days, she's lucky enough to get her treatment at home. But for years, she, like most patients today, relied on outpatient clinics, almost always run by for-profit companies.
I can't take another day of sitting in that chair, letting somebody else stick me, going through all the physical and mental emotions that I was going through in clinic.
Our CBS News investigation found that since 2013, dialysis centers have been cited by federal regulators for more than 115,000 deficiencies, including poor training and unsanitary conditions. Around 67% of those deficiencies were split between clinics reported to be owned by DaVita or Fresenius.
They have a classic case of a duopoly where they control the market.
Ryan McDevitt, a professor of economics at Duke, is co-author of a new study on the dialysis industry and says the lack of competition he fears is leading to poor quality care.
It's a pure volume business the way it's set up right now.
And in more than 2,500 cities, the choice for patients is now down to a single option. Often it's either Fresenius or DaVita.
Get as many patients there as possible, giving them cookie cutter treatment at a very low cost.
With more than 500,000 Americans on dialysis, it's a booming business. Some patients have private insurance, but most have to rely on Medicare, costing taxpayers about $40 billion a year.
We don't have competition, which means there's no discipline on these firms to deliver higher quality care at a lower cost.
And then there's that strange case in Indiana. In letters and phone calls to CBS, Dr. Abua described his frustration with the dialysis industry, which he believes is profiting at the expense of patient care. Abua is facing attempted murder charges and has pleaded not guilty. Vigo County prosecutor Terry Modesset says there's no evidence that the victim was harming patients and says there is never any justification for violence.
If you've got a problem in any way with the system or anything else, we have attorney generals, we have secretary of states that you can file complaints with, but it's never justified to take the law, in your own hands.
And it's important to hear from the companies. The two biggest for-profit companies, DaVita and Fresenius, declined to speak with us on camera, but in statements, both say they deliver high-quality care. DaVita says it takes every concern seriously, and to mischaracterize such anomalies puts patient well-being at risk. Fresenius told us that its ability to innovate for the betterment of people living with kidney disease far outpaces the industry.
Well, let's talk about LG. You call her one of the lucky... LQ, sorry. I'm thinking about the TV brand. Where does she go from here?
Well, really what she needs is a transplant. That is the only way out.
And what's so crazy, I was talking to a guy yesterday with his wife, about his wife. He said that my wife had 2 kidney transplants. 2. She was on dialysis 3 years. She had 2 kidney. So this dialysis thing, this adventure I've been going through with my people, having it. As a matter of fact, shout out to Do Eyes. I had talked to her, and she said she was going through stage 3 kidney disease, and her kidney was down from 77 to 33. So yeah, so she's another person that's going through some kidney problems as well. So this kidney thing is a big thing. Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know that's what they I was going to nephrologist
Mm-hmm.
for the kidney shit. They were saying my shit was stage 3, but called a Karatnik number.
I'll talk to her. I'll talk to people because I've been. But the good thing about him, he was 390 and he is down to.
But see, Bernard, and we keep having. Matter of fact, I talked to one of my auntie, my kid's mother auntie and shit. She called me nephew, seen on Facebook, and we had a good conversation, man. She was like, I was so glad to see you, man. I ain't seen you in so long. And we, she's a nurse too, pastor and a nurse. So we got on that TED talk, bro, conversation. You know what I mean? Because I told you at least twice a month, man, we gotta have these conversations out because these dialysis and these kidney centers and shit and all these pharmaceutical shit, bro. The words that I'm expressing, not the words expressed by this channel or anybody else, bro. I keep telling you, the medication that they're giving people is knocking people's kidneys out, bro. It is what it is, bro. People could argue up and down all they want to. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Oh, damn, I done broke the damn hanger thing. But yeah, and it's not coming from a doctor's perspective. It's not coming from somebody that was taught. It's coming from somebody who's paid attention to, the condition of people when they got worse once they got on medication. Then it got worse. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we at the time now where people have to do their own due diligence. We cannot only allow and rely on any government and any government agencies that's associated alone. Because it's a business, it's a market. You feel me? You got to still doing your own due diligence. Go get the diagnosis, right? You can even take the medication in the beginning, but if you think about it, if you constantly keep taking that medication, does people want to be honest? Does the situation get better, or does it get worse, or does it stay the same? These are the questions you have to ask yourself. Medication is not meant, drugs are not meant to be taken all the time. Right or wrong? I'm trying to get this hanger, trying to get this damn tube. So you're going to have to go back to the herbs because even if we just look at the animal kingdom, right? Animals. You don't see animals with kidney disease. Why not? Frank?
Wait, say it again.
And what animals you see with kidney disease?
You said an animal? That's a
good question. What animals do you see with kidney disease in the wild?
You're right. Look how they eat raw. A lot of them motherfuckers eat raw meat and right, bro.
Their feet are constantly interacting with the ground. They're absorbing the minerals through their feet, and they're actually eating the minerals that comes out of the ground. Why wouldn't they be healthy and strong?
All right.
Just take that.
Got something to tell you, Shaq. Something very interesting. Happened to a girl I know. She like to work out a lot, right?
Yeah.
But she had to call the ambulance the other day. She almost passed out. It's 100 degrees outside. She like to work out and stuff. She been losing weight, but she lost weight years ago. But I didn't know this, man. She had a gastric bypass years ago. So, that means that, she can't eat a lot. So, that means that, gastric bypass stop you from eating a certain amount, you feel full. When it's hot like that, you sweat a lot, you drain a lot of water. So she actually felt a little weak and dizzy outside because the gassy bypass. She had to drink water because it's hot as it was, but the water making her full, and she started cramping up and stuff like that. So he had to call the ambulance. Walk.
So my mom, she had got diagnosed with kidney disease and shit, but her shit is fucking, her kidneys is almost A1 right now. You know what I'm saying? You could reverse some of this shit, man. A lot of these motherfuckers won't tell you that shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And like you were saying before, Shaq, you could some of that shit, you could like grow that shit back, bro. See, a lot of people, man, we gotta stop, bro. Not even on this political tip, and just period. We gotta stop listening to these Europeans, man. Don't listen to these motherfuckers, man. They don't. I mean, what have we gotten from these motherfuckers, bro? You haven't got no fucking good knowledge from these motherfuckers. No good information. Everything's fucking lies. These motherfuckers lie about who they are, bro. So how the fuck are they gonna tell you who you are? These motherfuckers, all that skinhead, they're not, all that shit is fake. All that fucking, you know what I'm saying, KKK shit, that's not really them. They got that shit from Spain. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything about these people are lies, bro. They the real immigrant, so they gonna make this immigrant shit, push all this immigration shit, but they the real immigrant.
You want to know something? You want to know something?
Yeah.
The other day, I think they said the other day on, was it Friday or Thursday? I forgot what day it was. I think it was Friday. They said they're gonna have I think they're gonna bring 1,000 South Africans to the United States by September 30th.
Here we go.
1,000 who?
South Africans.
And see, everybody be on this taxpayers' money shit, but that's not gonna be on it. See, that's what I'm saying. We can't. We this internet shit and these motherfuckers' narratives got us picking and choosing, bro. They got grown ass motherfuckers picking and choosing instead of going the righteous way and saying no. All this shit is bullshit. Not just this.
Today
and this.
is National.
All of it's bullshit. Bro, this shit got us like, dude. Just like this AI shit. The AI shit they making those fucking stereotypical ass AI videos about us and shit. Same shit, type of shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know,
you say for
these motherfuckers, man. Man, these motherfuckers is the enemy, man. That's how I look at it. But a lot of this shit could be reversed, man. I don't listen to none of these motherfuckers, especially when it comes down to medical, anything medical, anything political, any cool isms, any of that scasms. I don't listen to these people, bro. They're full of it. They're gonna mislead, you know what I'm saying? And all this information, a lot of this information that they're pumping in this metaverse or this internet age or social media, a lot of this shit is false, bro. It's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know, they tell you to eat in the morning and all this shit, and then they call it breakfast, but then there's really a subliminal message behind that. It's breaking the fast. It's like you can't make this shit up with these people, man. You can't make this shit up.
Go ahead, Shaq. You were saying something?
Yeah, my bad, Shaq.
No, man, this shit go back, man. You're right. These Europeans, man. You got to go back to bro. Ever since these people came here, they've been their job. Their whole thing is to change the fabric of the indigenous people on this land, bro. Bringing in foreign people, man. Federal government is a foreign nation on American soil. They set up for foreign and domestic trade. Right? They've been bringing over here, and they came in ever since they've been coming. They've been trying to change the culture, the fabric of the people here. Right. If it's through science, social studies, chemistry, biology, you can name all the names. Right? To the point, we at the point where they'll elevate people that look like you to promote the worst shit for you. Prime example, when we were talking about Edward Bernays in the early 19th century, when he was promoted the fact to eat bacon and eggs in the morning time.
Facts.
As a breakfast. I mean, people already was eating pork, you know what I'm saying? Here in the, but to overwhelmingly produce that to try to make it because they what? We go back to, like he just said. He said instead of a monopoly, he said a monopoly or something like that. They create a monopoly for the industry, for the pig industry, for the farming industry, for the dairy industry. Right? You got to go look at the FFA and who's behind the Future Farmers Association. It came out Virginia. Up in your area, Bernard. When you get a chance, look them up and look who's behind them and what they got started. And they was promoting. And I would have bet you that Rockefeller and the Carnegie Hall was behind the funding and endorsing them to form in the South, to create farming industries in the South and agriculture. Changing the state. Because people already was farming and doing their own thing, but they come in with the industry of farming. Feel me?
Facts.
Changing how people actually formed and how with the things people ate. Some people knew how to eat. People knew how to form. They knew how to, you know.
Let me bring something up here. I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
But this is good information. I got to say you some crazy some stuff right here. You know, because in Virginia though they had actually all across the country they had this thing since he was talking about immigrants and all these diseases, kidney disease, all this dialysis. The other day I was talking to somebody. They say, hey, everybody, make sure you get tested. I said, tested for what? They're like, today is National HIV Day. I'm like, oh goody, right?
Wow, that's funny you talking about this year. Now, how about they telling people you can't say HIV on YouTube and all this shit?
No, bullshit.
Hey, man, get your corny ass out of here, bro. Now they reduce it down to letters. Then you can't say the acronym. Man, I'm not playing it. Well,
you gotta say
unalive.
No, you good, bro. No, you good. I don't care what the hell you say. I don't give a shit.
You can't say HIV.
Pow, pow. Unalive.
But
yeah, right, Frank. Pow, pow. The S word, the N word, the P word.
Hey, look, man.
The V word.
Man. I gotta tell you something that happened yesterday. I did this event for this company. It's a trucking company, matter of fact, and employee day. They had a lot of things. They was spraying water guns, things like that, dunking people in water. It was interesting. They had kids out there, whatever. But I had a young guy come with me, and I said, he's like, yeah, man, I want to, come with you. I want to come out with you and stuff. I just got my real estate license, and I was like, he was like, yeah, I don't talk a lot like you do. Can I come with you? Give out information and stuff. I said, man, I don't give a damn. Yeah, come on. I told him, he was like, man. He said, how can I repay you? Right? I said, bro, if you want me to, I don't care. I mean, I said, man, sell your first house, right? So, he came and helped me put my equipment up, sat with me, talked and stuff, passed out his flyers, brochures. But I couldn't, I was wondering why, because I told him, look, I'm gone, I'm packed up. You go ahead on your way back down the road or whatever. I wonder why he kept hanging around, what I'm saying? I was like, because he like, I guess he was just hanging around. And he came and he said, hey, man, he gave me money on my hand. He said, it's $100. I said, he's like, yeah, B, I know you told me I didn't need you to pay me, but I like to pay my way or something like that. And he like, you always look out for me and give me good advice. So here go $100, right? And the money order. I was like, damn, I told you say your first house. He like, no, I get it back. I said, all right, thanks, man. But when I was thinking about it, man, and I look at this thing, and I was I've been rolling like a crazy. I tell you, I've been doing that. I've been working with my buddy, getting him, dialysis. I've been working with this person, that person. I said, man, I have been busting my ass. Let me tell you what's going on, man. Let me tell you what this is. See what I've been busting my ass, man. Because I told you, my homeboy died, who barbershop, me and Chak talking on the phone one time and talking about the women and stuff and issues and things like that. And, what's going on, and he died. Then I had this. So a lot of times when some wild shit happen, like that's like a thing I did when my mama died. I just roll on and stay as busy as I can. That way you can just, just let your dick right. Because when you let shit that crazy get on your mind, that's when you put yourself in a fucking slammer. So I've been rolling like crazy. But I've been glad to roll because I've been interested in people. People been telling me a lot of shit, telling me a lot of issues. I've been learning more about people's health. I've been working with them. Tell me that do make you tired because you fall asleep hard as a bitch. Anything like that shit crazy. Like today, I just came home from fell asleep for like 3 hours. Like what the fuck? But it's okay. It's okay. Right. But I've been learning so much shit, bro. And you know what? I'm gonna say something that you cannot live in this world without getting help from people. You just can't do it, right? You people got to help you, and you got to help them, right? So, you know, the guy, he had some stress balls he gave the employees or whatever, and they helped me as well. They want to, do some more events, whatever. But I looked at this girl from Rochester, New York. I said she's pretty cool. But what I said was, we got to help. First of all, number one thing is we got to help each other with health first. That's where it's at. Now, I mean, me personally, I done got. I said shit. I gotta sit down, man. I ain't got all the way to. Hey, Frank, man, I've been working out so hard with these people and helping people, but I ain't got all the way to 141 pounds, dude. I said, hold the fuck up, man. We gotta get this thing a little bit more organized, yo. But because I was 148 and I got to 141. Today I 143, 140, whatever the case may be. I have to eat something more, you drink something, like, but it's been around that same area. And then it's so hot. But I went to the market yesterday. I had the farmer's market. I got me some green tomatoes, spinach, peaches, et cetera, and all that, mangoes, whatever the hell it is, right? Watermelon. Right? I told you it's been hot, man. You can't. I was like, yo. Because the lady asked me, she like, you don't want anything? I said, look, baby, I cannot eat. It is 99 degrees out here. I cannot eat no goddamn. I'm sorry, baby. I cannot eat no lasagna. I cannot eat no hamburger. I can't eat none of that shit. I'm sorry. But just saying, bro, we have to, hey, that's why Chak was talking about the kidneys and stuff like that. Because a lot of people think, oh no, when you eat, you think that your food just goes into you and you just shit it out. No, your food gets secreted into your kidneys too. That also hurts too. So you have to be
everything that you absorb, everything your skin touches, everything that touches your body, your eyes, coming through your nose, your mouth, has to be broken down in the kidneys and the liver. It is what it is.
Even this. I was talking to Chak yesterday morning, Frank. Watch this. Yesterday morning, I was in the woods. I was on the phone with Chak. I said, Chak, man, goddamn, this yellow jacket is following me around for fucking 25 minutes, 20 minutes, but at least 10. And I started running to get away from the yellow jacket. I said, what the hell did I do? And I had put some oil in my head that morning, and the yellow jacket just followed me. I said, man, I can't see this motherfucker. I'm like, where the fuck the motherfucker? Because I won't try to get stung, right? But then, so this morning, I put some lotion on, stuff on your skin, boom, I said, yo, my boy said, look, man. He said, look, I understand what you're doing. He said, look, man. But he said, you out here walking around, and boy, he like, look, put that oil and shit on after you do. Because he was like, you attracting these goddamn bees and shit. He like, I ain't trying to get stung. As a matter of fact, guess what happened? About 5 minutes later, he was out there shooting the basketball. A bee went in his short and stung the shit out of his head.
Damn.
Don't you?
Yeah. So even the stuff that the lotion and the oil I was putting on, that stuff attracts stuff. So like he was saying, put stuff in your skin, stuff like that, that even can attract and still go into your pores and stuff. So you always, Chak, that's right. Yeah. So that's how it be.
Man.
We gotta know what we're doing.
But then, but see, they said, it's a big, what the lady said, it's a big business.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But see, that makes sense. I'm gonna keep y'all unhealthy, dude, and I'm gonna keep giving y'all the food to make you unhealthy, and I'm gonna keep giving you the things. You know what I'm saying? Or keep having you do the traditions to make
one
you
of the
unhealthy.
biggest people in dialysis, right?
What'd you say?
One of the biggest people invested in DaVita dialysis is Warren Buffett.
I see.
DaVita dialysis. Now check this out. Kroger closing 60 stores across the U.S. These houses is open, bro. I'm trying to tell you, they've been making a whole, man, they got, look, the neighborhood where I grew up in, down the street, they got a damn new kidney disease, and they ain't called DaVita, it's called something else. They've been making a whole lot of kidney symptoms around here, Richard. Matter of fact, they closing Rite Aid on the corner of Broad Street. They've jumped in there since I've been a kid. They got a sign on that says store closing.
Yeah, they close a lot of Rite Aids out here too. They shut them Rite Aids down. They closing them CVS's too.
And Walgreens.
Shut them mugs down, bro.
But they're making these vape shops. Now check this out. You're gonna laugh at this one. How you got a vape shop right next door almost to the dialysis clinic? Did that even make sense? Chak, did that make sense? Vape shop next to the dialysis clinic almost make, come on, help me out here. Let me know, man.
They got dialysis clinic over here. They got a dialysis clinic, and then they got a Dollar Tree. Then they got some liquor stores, and they got this little Mexican food place over there. Then they got some other bullshit. All right,
conflict of interest, ain't it?
Oh damn!
Shit, I mean, come on.
Wow, man. They always put that shit by a liquor store or a vape shop.
You get me in the clinic, right? And then you tell me come to the houses. So you causing my problems, huh, Chak? What do you think, Chak? Help me out. Are you causing my issues? Man?
Wow, man.
Matter of fact, I was on the court today. Dude pulled the vape out right there and smoked it right on the court. I said, yo, just wait. Come on, Chak, help me out, man. This vaping thing, man. What do you think about this, man? Would you try it, man? Don't try this at home, Chak. Help me out, brother. Frank, don't do this vape stuff, man. Stay away from it, brother. It's vapor. It's in your lungs, brother. Just saying, bro. Help me out. All right, let me get this National HIV Testing Day.
HIV Testing Day, a time to raise awareness and encourage people to know their status. Early diagnosis is key, especially with modern treatments that can help people live long and healthy lives, but many still don't get tested. In the U.S., about 1.2 million people are living with HIV, and health officials say around 13% of them don't know it. Doctors say the stigma is still one of the biggest reasons people avoid testing.
It disproportionately affects patient populations, especially the African American, the Latino community. And it's difficult sometimes for patients to ask for help or even to consider testing.
Self-testing kits are now making it easier. They're simple to use, done at home with a mouth swab, and available online in pharmacies or through a healthcare provider. Here in Georgia, Fulton County has seen a steady drop in new HIV cases from 600.
That's what they were promoting the other day. I hear self-testing HIV kits. Somebody told me about this.
Why they keep saying Hispanic and blacks? Why?
Just like during COVID.
Why?
Just like during COVID.
Why though, Frank? Why they keep saying Hispanic and black HIV?
FDA they don't know. Or I think, or more like stereotype, because they don't want that. Of course, you're not going to put it out there like white people got it.
No, they're not going to put it out. They're not going to scare them. You know, they're not going to do that and scare the public, but they'll fear you. They're going to take drugs and stuff that you probably ain't even got them, bro. Come on, man.
Time out. Got to say this. Hold on. Stop the music right quick. Had not an interesting conversation. You know what? I did have an interesting conversation. Two interesting conversations. Got to talk about both of them. So, one, I was getting my payment yesterday. The lady was paying me for doing the event, right? And she was talking about, the guy was talking about, she was like, I ain't going out tonight. She was like, when I done got wet, I done sweated my weave out and stuff. And she was like, my hair too long to wear this natural hair and stuff like that or whatever. And she like, I don't want, she like, I'm going out tonight or something. She like, gotta fix my weave or something. The white lady was like, you look good with your regular hair. She like, yeah, but I ain't gonna wear it to no club or nothing like that or some shit. Right?
Wait, a white lady, you said a white lady asked her that?
Told her she looked good with her natural hair.
Damn, dude, whoa.
Yeah, I'm right there, right? So I'm just sitting there chilling, right? So, I just sit there just keeping it cool. She was like, so anyway, she said, that, she had her young son with her. I think he was in the 14 or 15 or whatever. So anyway, he he was talking. She like, I had to watch him because my older son, his grandparents had they had seen him they when he was getting older, they caught him watching Pornhub or something like that, and she had to confront him about it. He was like, "Yeah, I was, and what, right?"
How old is the kid?
He was like, "Well, this one might be 18 now, but younger." He was watching Pornhub, so she brought that up, right?
Wow.
So then I was talking to another guy the other day, and he was talking about, a lot of women want you to have anal sex these days. He was telling me about it. He was like, I don't do it. He like, I do it with my wife, but he was like, I don't do it that often. And he was like, I'm not doing it.
Wait,
he
you said
told me.
A lot of women want you to have what?
Anal sex. Now, so I asked him, I said, wait a minute, bro. I told him I don't know too many chicks I know doing that. He was like, they are white chicks though, I said, okay.
Wait, doing what? I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Ain't no sex, man.
Oh shit, dude! Damn.
Yeah, he told me about it, yo. So I was like, I said, please tell me you're not doing that wrong. He was like, hell no. He was like, use a lube or something. He was like, yeah, but he was like, a lot of them want you to do it wrong. That's the fucking problem.
Oh, dude.
He said, he had one girl almost begged and dropped to his knees. Please do it wrong. I like it better that way. Wow. So this is a thing. So Chak ain't lying about this thing. So it can't be just black and Hispanic people with HIV. That's impossible. That is fucking bullshit. They ain't telling these numbers right. That's what that is. But Chak, as I told you before, when they talk about this much HIV, go get your HIV shot, brother.
Twice-a-year injectable drug that could be a game changer in preventing HIV. It's made by Gilead Sciences, and in the United States, it will be under the brand name Yes2Go.
9 News health expert Dr. Pio Coley joins us this morning to explain how it all works and why this drug is such a big deal. Dr. Coley, thanks for joining us this morning.
Is that right? Is that how you say it? Yes2Go? Okay.
Yes2Go.
Okay. First time I'm hearing of this.
But the generic is called lenacapavir. So it's an antiviral. And for those of us who may not be familiar with HIV, because it's such an infectious condition, especially those people that are high risk for exposure, we generally give them something called pre-exposure prophylaxis, which means prevention if they're high risk for exposure, or something called post-exposure prophylaxis if they get exposed, how to prevent them from converting to HIV positive.
This is more commonly referred to as PrEP and PEP, I think, for people that probably have heard those acronyms before.
Yep. So PrEP is the pre-exposure where you take something every single day, once a day, a pill, usually Truvada or Descovy, just because you're high risk. And then PEP, which, is post-exposure, can happen if you've had maybe intercourse, or this happened to me once. I got a needle stick in the hospital from an HIV positive patient. And so then they give it to you for a month to try to prevent sort of conversion.
Absolutely. Okay. So what are some of the other options that are currently available to prevent HIV?
So here's the problem with the currently available options. You have to take something every single day for PrEP. Right? And a lot of those medicines, because they're actually treatment for HIV, can actually cause stomach upset. And there's a huge stigma associated with taking something every day.
Right.
So what you actually see in the real world is that a lot of people forget to take their high risk for exposure. So we're having people convert just because they're not as compliant.
And let me ask, for these drugs that you have to take every day, you actually have to take that every day, right?
You have to take it every single day.
It can't be like, I have I have something that I'm worried about. Let me
what I just
for
say?
a few days.
Absolutely, yeah, because the drug is short acting, so it gets out of your.
What did I just say? Didn't I just say you're not supposed to take drugs all the time? Now she up here trying to scare people and say you're supposed to take a drug every damn day. Well, that's gonna kill them other organs. One of the other organs is not gonna be able to process them drugs. Come on, bro. Are we dumb or are we stupid? Think about it, Frank. If you're taking something that's supposed to be something that allegedly is supposed to address something specifically, when I just said earlier, anything you take and just absorb, your body got to process that. It's got to break that shit down. Whether you actually put it in your body or not, you're breathing it in, right? You're touching shit, right?
Facts.
How the hell everybody gonna process you taking drugs every day? It's gonna eventually start to break down. Something gonna break. Your immune system gonna break down. So you got HIV allegedly, or you suppose you think, which is what? A problem with the immune system. Your immune system can't get rid of the virus. Why not? Why not? Right? HIV is an infection, correct? It's a virus, right? Infection is virus, right?
That's what they say. Yeah.
But what is the infection? They never told you what the infection was. Why not?
Because
They
it's
just gave you
human is deficiency syndrome. You have a deficiency.
in what?
Yeah.
In what? In what though? What is the deficiency? What is your deficiency?
Well, actually, to tell you the truth, people who used to have full blown AIDS, they said deficiency in your white blood cell count, in your T cell.
Okay. So then that means you should just have to address the white blood cells or your blue or your red blood cells. Correct, Frank? When they correct the problem? If they just address the white blood cells, white blood T cells, right?
Yeah.
To get rid of the virus, antiviral. Then you say, "Oh, well, this is antiviral." Okay, well, let's name some antiviral things. Cloves, yes or no?
Man, they don't make man, come on, Shaq. Stop this bullshit. That shit ain't clothes ain't making no goddamn money.
You're correct. I'm just saying, if you all you gotta do is start breaking shit down to the 10th power and saying, okay.
That ain't that's not, hey, look, man. Time out. You know, Frank, you're on the West Coast, right? But I usually get up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning these days and go ahead to work out every day, give me more energy. Even though I do make me sleep out in the day or at night, but whatever. But nevertheless, that's okay. I've been working with these people and trying to get this stuff right. But it's okay. But some guy I call Shaq in the morning. And we talk. And you know, when you break the stuff is so simple. I ain't even break it down to 10 power. You can break this thing down to the first power. The shit is so simple. The answer is you. But people make this shit so complicated. This shit ain't complicated. This shit is easy. She said antiviral. What the fuck are you talking about? Antiviral. That means you need something to prevent viruses, right? So how the hell you gonna talk about you goddamn taking some damn medicine? That shit ain't nothing but goddamn a fucking Band-Aid.
I don't trust these people. I'm telling you, I do not trust the information that people telling you. The information that people give us without
virus. A virus is nothing. Let's be real. A virus, for real, to be honest with you, ain't nothing but dead cellular garbage. That's it. Okay? That's it. So if you know dead cellular garbage, you need to what? Get your cells rejuvenated. That's what you need to do. Get your cells rejuvenated. So how you gonna do that? You gotta clean your system. Not with this bullshit, antibiotics and all this other bullshit.
Everything is, I'm telling you, everything like they damn near tell us is in reverse, man.
All right, here we go.
Your bloodstream, the minute you stop taking it, it sort of gets metabolized and goes away. So if you only take it for a few days, it doesn't build up to the right level. And if you forget to take it, then obviously you're unprotected. Very much like a birth control pill. You got to take it every day. And if you forget to take it, you're unprotected.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good analogy. Wow. So talk about what's so special about this new drug.
Yeah, so we're very excited about this drug because I think it's going to change the way we think about HIV prevention, really increase not just the compliance, but also the efficacy. So this drug is a twice yearly injection. So imagine going in discreetly to your doctor's office, you get an injection every 6 months. Nobody knows, and you can sort of forget about it after because it's such a long-acting drug. It stays in your system. And what's really cool about
what the fuck she mean nobody know? Hold on. You get HIV drug. Hell yeah, I want to know. What the fuck wrong with this woman? You crazy as shit.
Oh,
hell yeah. I want to know. I want to know. Hey, look, Shaq, what you talking about? This about going in discreetly and shit. What kind of shit is this?
Man.
Dang, Shaq. They got us fucked up on that one.
Did they tell you how people?
That lady,
Did they tell you how people contracting it?
They ain't say that.
No, they ain't gonna say that. Because either one or two reasons, like you said, people doing the backdoorian thing, or these motherfuckers is giving it to people. They're giving it to people. They're injecting it in their motherfuckers. One of the two. Hmm?
Yeah.
Talk to me. Talk to me, Frank. How they getting it? Either doing the backdoorian action and they crossing the blood. What? The blood? With a blood-brain barrier, blood-borne barrier.
Yeah, they put blood-borne barrier.
Right. Because guess what? People didn't know that you got one of your largest immune system is the anus. Well, I don't say the anus. I'm gonna say the colon. The colon region is one of your part of your immune system. Did you know that? Are you taking things or you pushing things in, because you don't ever know if people, some people don't like to have these talks and they want to talk around the shit. And, these people know this is abnormal behavior that they're always trying to push and make it normal behavior. And it's actually, it should be a PSA, a public service announcement about that type of. They used to give public service announcements about it, but they don't anymore. You can be.
I got an example of something I'm gonna tell Shaq and Frank. Watch this, Frank. Okay. So when you run a lot and stuff like that, you can develop a condition called what do they call that thing? Jumper's knee. Your jumper's knee, whatever, right? So so sometimes I be a little I think I had like a little bit of it, guy need me one day. And I stuff like that. I say not on my knee, so they be, these guys, they come to you be like, man, they be like, you should go to the doctor and go to therapy for like 6 weeks or something like that, all this other stuff. I said, wait a minute, hold the fuck up, yo. I tell you what, sometimes I sleep with a brace on, right? I can do that. Put ice, elevate your leg, right? You can do so many things. You getting it. As a matter of fact, today I was driving on shore, but I had to leave because I did what they call it, like a water aerobic. Sometimes I get in the pool and I'll do calf raises or water resistance, to make sure, they just keep that knee, flowing, don't let it get stiff and things like that, right? So what I always say, the cure is in you. You can do this a lot of stuff yourself. You ain't got to go no fancy therapist unless you tear something. You might have to get surgery or something like that. But you really, a lot of this stuff you can do on your own. I said, you know what? Hold on, my boy. Like you just go therapy, or you can get what they call it. What the Dr. Chak tell me? He said we can give you these like some ibuprofen, pain medic, whatever that shit is, right? Whatever the shit. I said, man, I ain't taking all this shit, man.
What is it called?
Ibuprofen. You can take this.
Oh yeah.
We could give you this. I said, look, I just got knocked on my knee, but they were like, they sometimes, so I just say, you know what? If I go to sleep, I put one pillow under my leg, put a brace on around it, wrap it up, and then I ice it or whatever, right? So what I'm saying is, they want you to get in these therapy things and stuff too, and do all this other stuff. You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of people don't talk about it. That's where they get you with these therapists, but they ain't telling you that you can do this shit yourself. Right? Like, and then another thing they tell you. This is another thing they're gonna tell you. Bring this out, Shaq. They're gonna tell you not you will, if you know you got these conditions. Don't do any long walking. I'm like, well, wait a minute, hold on, man. You got to get up to walk, because if you don't, your muscles gonna get what? They're gonna atrophy. They're gonna get stiff. I actually tell you the truth. That's why I don't understand how they be telling people this shit. delay all physical activity. No, you got to have some physical activity. I'm sorry, brother. You fucking die. So I said, you know what? I'll do the calf raises. I can, do water resistance. Because a lot of people don't know when you got like a stiffness or something, you start getting in the water and exercising and stretching, you can basically get rid of a lot of stiffness and things like that as well. So I just want people to tell you that you don't have to go to the doctor for everything. And if you do, you don't have to go with what they say all the time. That's why I always tell you, get a second opinion. As a matter of fact, sometimes the second opinion might be you. You don't have to be that.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, like I said, I mean, my boy, you know what my buddy told me? He came and he said, one thing I got to say about you. You always do unconventional methods. I said, these are not unconventional methods. These were conventional methods they made unconventional. These are not unconventional.
Right. They're like what they like to say, alternative. No, we're living an alternative life. What you mean? Frank, the standard American diet is alternative. Huh?
Crazy.
Talk about it. Talk about it. The sad diet.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you something. Hold on, I'm gonna show you something. I gotta find it.
Damn, Frank. Reverse engineer. They reverse engineering this, man. Pig. They got you eating pork. Did you know the when they first started doing insulin, it was there was insulin from a pig insulin that they were shooting people up with in the early 19th century.
Yes.
Damn.
See this? Y'all see that? That's a
Hold on,
copper
what you
fit.
got?
That's a copper fit, right?
That's who?
It's called a copper fit.
Copper fit. Hold on.
Copper
Oh yeah,
fit.
like the Tommy copper. What is that?
A copper fit, like
That's
a
sleeve?
break. The sleeve
Oh,
you put in
yeah.
the knee, yeah.
Oh
Yeah. I got a couple copper Tommy copper sleeves. Yeah, one. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Look here. This is it's an air cast, not even breaking, but you stiff or whatever. I put my leg, my feet in it, and it just stretch my tendons out while I'm asleep. I use that. I say then I got also like if I need to, I might put it on a patella strap, but you can sleep with this stuff on and stuff like that. Like Dr. Ball saying, Chet. Doctor told him he need knee replacement. I told him no, and I'm still walking, baby. Yes, I got a lady that was in the hot tub with me, and I think she had two knee replacement, hip replacement. I talk to her all the time. Actually, one day she saw me and she said, "I didn't see you in the pool today." I said, "No, I didn't. I wasn't in that day." But she kind of walks like a little hunch because she's had knee replacement. So don't take these knee and hip replacements just because they tell you, because you could fix this stuff on your own. Get an ice pack or something. You can. It's so many things that you can do on your own imagination. You don't have to do everything these fools tell you, because when you start doing what they tell you, you get fucked. This is how it is, man. So, but that was my remedy stuff like that. Now, like I said, once you put all this stuff on, you people be saying, man, what the guy told me? He said, man, I'm gonna start calling you Unc, man. You be putting all this stuff on and stuff. He like make you old. I said, no, I make me feel rejuvenated, bro. As a matter of fact. So I told him, man. So like I said, man, they tell you to take. I know Shaq, you say you walk with a cane and stuff. Might be a good experience to do, but you don't need it. Hey man, you don't have to have it. Shit, you probably can do a lot of this stuff on your own, man. It is what it is. But so we have to.
No, I only walk with the cane like if it's something going somewhere I don't really know, like the surface, because down here in Texas, man, they got a lot of uneven surface. And a lot of places they even got a lot of sidewalks. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful, man.
I got you. I was just saying, so that's what I'm saying. Just people always, think about remedy that you could do for yourself and stuff like that. But I know the guy told me you go through a lot of unconventional stuff. He was like, hey man, he was like, look, what did he say? He had, what do you call it? Sprained his meniscus or something one time. I said, for real? I said, what they do? He said they want to give him what they call a scope or something. I said, for a sprain, meniscus? I said they want to give you what do you call that thing? A scope for that? I said, wait a minute, you ain't tear, did he? He said, no, they want. I said, man, they just want to put you under the fucking knife, man. Yep. So you have to think about this stuff, man. But hey, look, it'd be good to have a lot of neuropathic. Matter of fact, let me put this one thing about that happened the other day. You see, I know your girlfriends and all that, and some guys too. Don't get me wrong, you guys too. Ladies, it's men, some men too. But this is what RFK Jr. was promoting the other day. I gotta pull it up.
Fitbits and Apple Watches for us all. At least that's what RFK Jr. wants. Kennedy, who heads the Department of Health and Human Services, announced that he'll soon launch one of the largest ad campaigns ever to promote health wearables. He wants to see all Americans donning a wearable within the next 4 years. The current nominee for U.S. Surgeon General is the co-founder of a company that provides continuous glucose monitors to customers. She's argued that these monitors can help improve people's metabolic health. It's true that wearables can provide vital information or alerts for early detection of some health problems, but it's not all clear that they can provide tangible health benefits. Plus, accuracy amongst wearables varies. There's also the issue of privacy. Privacy and labor rights advocates are concerned that without robust safeguards, the data collected by wearables could be compromised or used against consumers and workers. RFK Jr.'s plan is also controversial, given his unilateral firing of all 17 members of an advisory panel that helps guide vaccine policy in the US and replacing them all with appointees who have misrepresented vaccine science. There's nothing inherently wrong with wearables, but let's just say we're not too stoked to take any health recommendations from someone who is a vaccine skeptic. For more on this story and stories.
Well, I ain't worried about that too much. But my thing is with this wearable thing, and you see a lot of people wearing these Fitbits and stuff. So you try and tell everybody they need to wear one. I don't wear no. I regularly wear a fucking watch. I don't wear no wearables like no Fitbit stuff. The girl told me, "Hey, BJ, I did good today. I walked 1,000 steps." I'm like, okay. I mean, you know, me and my brother used to do we used to walk 460 steps in this long track up there in Jefferson. It's called Jefferson Park in Churchill, Richmond. Matter of fact, it's one of the biggest gentrified areas in Richmond. And we would walk up steps 460 times, up, down, 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 till you 460 steps, and that's when you stop. Okay. So I don't really need a wearable to check my steps. If I want to do it, I can count that shit in my fucking head.
It's kind of, it's kind of interesting that you're talking about this because they've been talking about these NBA stars and stuff that's popping their Achilles tendons and stuff. You know what I mean? The movement that they're doing and did you see the I sent it to them in my I put it. I think I texted it to you. Did you see it with Kevin Garnett said?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4-minute clip. Can you pull it out your Facebook? I mean, your Facebook Messenger and play that clip because it's interesting when how he said it and how he described the different reasons why these guys today in the current active players are popping their Achilles tendons.
Well, I mean, you know something about that Achilles tendon thing?
Mm-hmm.
That is an impact injury anyway, right?
Right. This is right, exactly. It was pretty much saying how these guys plant their back foot and they put all that weight on their back foot to try to propel themselves forward for the move. You know what I mean?
Well, let me say myself personally. Okay, number one, before I play any Well, first of all, my tendons already usually stretched out because I told you I put the cast on before I even go to sleep. So that's one thing. Usually my tendons already stretched out. So I stretch them while I'm sleeping. That's the funny thing about it. But when you know you about to do a running activity, see this is where the personal training come in. So we're gonna use this tonight. Number one, you can. Damn, I ain't got it here. Well, look, you put your hands up on a wall or surface and stand on your tippy toes for 30 seconds. You do it for a minute. 30 seconds, lady. It's good.
Yeah, that's remember. I'm glad you said that because he said that. The leg leader said that we used to do the what they call the calf raises. Yeah,
I told you I do that. I do that in the pool. Yeah. It ain't hard to figure out, bro. Like, if you got guys that come out of the court and say, I said, you ain't stretch yet. They're like, no, shit, fuck that. But look, you should stretch. You can do the arm raise. You could do this, and you could do, stretch your arm out like that. And then, lay down, do some butterfly calf raises or something, because you need loose. Actually, to tell you the truth, I don't even, to be honest with you, Achilles tendons, really, I think they said they probably had 7 in the NBA this year, and last year you probably had a few of them in the NFL. I can tell you, but Achilles injury ain't even all that common. Your ACL is more common than that. But I will tell you this. You will have, in most times, I'm going to just say this, playing basketball, football, you will have a growing pull for you for the Achilles, but you still could do things to loosen up your groin too. Just putting it out there, right? Because tell you the truth, Achilles, when you tell you Achilles, you probably be down for the count. Well, no, take that back. I'm gonna play a video. Since you bring up Achilles, I'm gonna bring up the speed bridge procedure because now they got a new surgery where they patching guys up, and you can play it back. You can play it back to be conservative acting in 5 months. They got a new surgery where they wrap the Achilles up and you back playing in 5 months, 4 months, right? That's a new thing called the speed bridge procedure. But these Achilles injuries, these groin injuries and stuff like that. See, a groin, you can walk with a groin, usually be hurting a lot if you try to do anything wrong. So you need to, when you working out, you need to get a lather or something. You just shouldn't go out there. You need to get a lather or something like that. Because the guy asked me, how you go in a hot tub, sauna, or steam, or do something before you even play or even doing it running. He said, most people do that after. I said, no, I do it usually before. He was like, well, don't you drink it? I said, no, because I need to make sure I'm more looser. That way I feel less stiff, right? He was like, you're an interesting guy. Just saying. But, it is what it is. But I will play the video. I got to find that speed bridge procedure.
And we don't think that the today's NBA player, they do play at a fast rate, but I don't think they're in a tip-top shape. I don't think these players today, I think they think they're in shape until they talk to motherfuckers that's in shape. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the league is in the type of shape that you need to be in the type of shape to play at this pace. I think they think that. And if anybody knows the body, your calves are your brakes. Your calves are your brakes. And the one thing that supports the calves is your Achilles. So if your calf is the first thing to shut down, you have to think about how things are built, right? I watched all of the tapes of Cole, Tatum, and Hallie. When you watch how all three of them poured their shit, they poured it the same way. Pump fake, and you used to pump fake like this. I used to pump fake with two my whole body, meaning that I would show you the ball. Paul, Cole, Tracy, when they would give you something because they was wings, they can give you a pump fake from here. It didn't even have to be a dramatic, but they were so prolific at the shot that you had to honor it. So when P gave you this, he already knew that you was up, so he would be already in there. If you're not one stretch, and again, I heard this the other day. Some of the trainers were talking about the lack of calf raises for some of the players to end their workout. Bro, we used to end a workout, especially on a leg day, calf raises. This is how I'm speeding up. This is how I'm stopping. This is my whole wiggle. If your calves ain't here, and on top of whenever I go to finish, I got to be athletic enough to finish, right? Bro, when you start breaking that down, I'm watching how the technique of that, man, that is, to me, I'm watching, when you are working out and the coach gives the ball back to you to reset, he's going to tell you to get into a 3. Bro, all this technique means something. First time, you know when you break technique? Man, when you get tired. When you get tired, I start standing up. Technique breaks down. I ain't showing it hard. I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying? So when I watched it, man, they all 3 planned it the same way. And to me, yeah, that's what I saw. And they all popped the same way.
Like, this is what Ticket talk about, that they out of shape. We practiced every day. We went up and down every day.
Like a game.
Like a game. So we 5-on-5 pretty much the whole season.
With drills.
With drills. And so now they come in and they doing a lot of individual work.
With a trainer.
You know, so a lot of our shit was game speed. Right.
With a trainer.
And then in the summer.
At half speed.
Right.
For 30 minutes.
Right.
But then they're going to go play a 2-hour fucking game and think they're going to play.
In the summer, we play ball.
Ball,
we play 5-on-5.
For 7 hours.
In the summer, they individual work every day.
For 30 minutes. With one trainer.
Yeah.
And think that's going to be the same shit. Like, what are we talking about here? Bro, motherfucker do a whole workout an hour by himself. I come in here, it's 5 niggas in one workout doing 30 minutes. Bro, this is not the same shit, bro. No. Then he gonna go run Red Mountain. And
Ticket, you had a pretty, memorable...
Just because you didn't see this nigga killing himself don't mean he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Should more players kind of implement resistant bands, training in the sand and dunes, things like that you guys did in the offseason?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Now, I was just going to say those things implemented when you in the fourth quarter, and I got to guard you. I got to guard a Tracy McGrady. I got to guard a real nigga in fourth quarter, and I'm tired of my legs done. How do I simulate that? I got to go play against people like this, and then I got to take my body and try to kill it. Because when you, listen, I'm going to tell you something. This is what them motherfuckers don't tell you about game 4 or game 5 or game 7. When you in mud and they come down to LO and they call in a triangle, you got to stop LO from getting Lord, and I'm stuck in mud and my legs ain't even, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I get to the huddle and 3-4 niggas is falling out. Motherfuckers don't want to play no more. Like, bro, you can't simulate this. This is the foxhole you in. So you try to put yourself in simulate. He would go to, what's the dunes you go to?
Oh, yeah, the dunes over there in Manhattan Beach.
I'm going to the opposite dune where it look like a whole mountain. Yeah. He doing that when I'm doing this one. We both talking shit about what it take to get to the top. He talking about how he threw up. I talking about how I threw up coming down. He threw up on the way up. Like, Lord, who training like this? And why y'all training like that? Guess what? We get to the fourth quarter, we looking fresh. We dapping. Yeah, nigga, you remember that?
Right.
Yo, what you nigga, let's get in there. Like, yo, talking about, you feel what I'm saying? So that's what we doing. So even though I know my dog ain't whatever, when we get into gym, you see who, man, it just makes so much sense. You see who been working on their shit. And, and it looks obvious. Like, you're like, oh shit, boy, I see you got that. Yeah.
When cutaneous incision is made in a transverse manner, just proximal to the palpable rupture, the tendon is grasped and the jig is inserted with the inner arms inside the peritoneum of the Achilles tendon. The pars needle is placed in the number 1 hole of the jig to stabilize the construct while passing the other needles and sutures. The jig is then removed, pulling the sutures out of the incision. Pass the blue-white suture tape under and around both green-white fiber-link sutures 2 times and back through the loop, creating a locking stitch. 2 stab incisions are made directly down to bone, 1 centimeter below the superior aspect of the posterior calcaneal tuberosity, medial and lateral to the Achilles tendon. Within these 2 stab incisions, drill and tap at 45 degrees from the center line of the Achilles in the coronal plane and 45 degrees from posterior to anterior, sagittal plane, in preparation for later swivel lock insertion. A banana suture lasso is passed through the distal stump of the Achilles out of the rupture site. The suture tapes from the proximal stump are then passed through the distal stump and out the stab incisions distally. The suture tapes are now placed in the 4.75 millimeter swivel lock anchors. The foot is plantar flexed 10 to 15 degrees to approximate the tendon ends, and the anchor is placed in the prepared hole to secure the suture tapes. The same steps are repeated for the suture tapes on the other side, and the result is a secure, knotless repair of the tendon rupture.
So that's just showing you about your Achilles and how they're repairing it for the new speed bridge procedure.
If you're a
And
man
I told you that speed bridge procedure is a procedure to get you back to competitive activity in 5 months instead of the typical 12 to 15 month schedule. Very interesting, isn't it? Now, what they're telling you is that speed bridge procedure come back so fast, you could pop your Achilles injury again, or you could do it the other. You could pop the same one. They ain't telling people that.
No,
So
you
just
are.
want to
So,
make sure they're clear.
did your boy do that?
It was a boy named Cam Akers. It was a boy named Cam Akers that played for the Rams that did that.
Somebody did that in the NBA, didn't they? They came in and they popped the neck.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's called trying to come back too quick. All right, Frank. I started off with ambushes, and I'm gonna end with ambushes.
Is underway after two men in their 70s were killed during what police are calling an ambush-style attack.
That double shooting happening early this morning at Wild Heather Park in Southwest Houston. So far, no one is in custody. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry is live at that park this afternoon with what we are learning from police. Bryce?
Lisa and Andy, these victims have only been identified so far as retired men in their 70s, neighbors and friends who regularly came to this park to go walking. But this morning, just before sunrise, police say both of them were shot dead on a trail toward the backside of this park. And investigators say they found a double-digit number of shell casings left behind. Listen. That's from a neighbor's surveillance camera, which captured the gunfire. And then police believe the shooter took off right after in a white car, possibly also seen from that surveillance. How many suspects have been involved in this? But police have been going door to door here in this neighborhood, trying to get other surveillance clips throughout the day. And they are asking for anyone who may have been here in this park when this happened around 5:45 this morning to come forward.
Most of the gunshots were from behind, and then after they fell, whoever the suspects were stood over them and fired multiple rounds into their bodies from above. They were just out here walking. None of their pockets were rifled through that we could tell. It didn't look like anything was stolen from. So it does appear to be more targeted or an ambush-style attack.
And police have not ruled out possible gang violence in this, but there's a lot of possibilities that are still being looked into. I did ask investigators what their message is for the community with this shooter or shooters still at large. They say that anyone who does decide to come to this park should remain vigilant and keep their heads on a swivel as they continue searching for whoever shot and killed these retired men early this morning. We did speak with one of those victims' family members. We'll have what they had to say tonight at 5 o'clock. For now, we're live in Southwest Houston.
So they go to show you. Hey man, that's how it be, man. Shit getting wild, man. They just shooting motherfuckers, man.
What are you talking about? Why is it always gotta? Why are the suspects always gotta be gang members though? You know what I'm saying? That shit could be the police fucking her. That could be some agents doing that. See, you know what I mean? You know, they always gotta throw that narrative, gang, man, gang. That's why, man, these motherfuckers, bro. The police are the biggest gang yet, bro. I don't really know what the fuck is going on with these narratives, bro. You we just keep stuck and stay stuck in these white people's white narratives, bro. We asking for it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. People this week, be careful. Get your water, get your vitamins, or whatever you gotta do. Now, I ain't say vitamins, just get your water, get your fruit, man. It's this is what the people complaining about here. Right here.
can be up to 15 degrees cooler than neighborhoods that don't. People are literally dying earlier in these neighborhoods because they don't have tree canopy coverage. We've planted trees all throughout Highland Park and in South Richmond. A lot of the communities where we're planting are Black and brown communities, and these communities have not been invested in.
Some of our larger sites have.
Yeah, fuck it. Yo, let me hold on, man. Hold on, man.
Why do you keep saying black and brown? Are we brown?
Chill out, bro. Let me tell you, that's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you something, bro. Hold on. You said they putting the trees in. North side, depending on where you at, north side, and depending on where you're in south side, a lot of the area getting gentrified. I live here. That man got to be bullshit. Either bullshit or he not telling you the area. I got to see. Because they are cutting down major trees in the goddamn hood, bro. And putting new other places and building new apartments. And guess what I found out? The majority of people in the apartments, in these townhouses, you know these nice townhouses they've been putting up in these nice row houses and putting all these neighborhoods. Guess what I found out? The majority of people don't even own these damn homes. They renting them damn suburban houses, man. I found that out too. So that's another thing. Putting it out there. But yeah.
Closer to 100 trees.
Next 10 years, they'll start growing together and creating shade.
Through devices like this thermal camera, you can see how much of a difference it makes when I'm standing in the shade and comparing the temperature versus when I'm standing directly in the sun.
Areas where there are large tree canopies can be.
Yeah, so now they talking about cooling summers in Richmond. Watch this.
On one of the hottest days of the year so far, people are flocking to places like this pool. However, on this Juneteenth Thursday, options from the city were limited.
It's that time of year again.
It's hot.
Well, you can kind of feel it when you walk outside.
Temperatures climbed into the mid-90s Thursday, forcing many to seek relief from the heat.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, this is a great pool.
Nice and refreshing. It's been getting hotter.
The city pools and extreme heat weather shelter on Chamberlain were the designated cooling options the city made available to the public on Thursday. The city has other cooling options like social service buildings and libraries that are open during select days through Labor Day, although they weren't available Thursday due to the federal holiday. The need to stay cool becomes even more critical next week as Central Virginia faces several days under an excessive heat warning. These extreme temperatures make staying hydrated and finding shade or shelter not just smart, but essential. Officials urge people to stay indoors or in air-conditioned spaces and to take breaks if they must be outside.
Richmond this summer, it's brutal.
And these high temperatures, heat exhaustion can come into play. Experts encourage people to seek medical attention if they experience nausea, headache, heavy sweating, dizziness, weakness, muscle cramps, or a rapid heart rate after being in the heat. While summer is just starting, it's never too soon to start taking steps to beat the heat.
It's just a great resource for the community. It's for everyone, and we love that.
And for a full list of places to stay, that's our Oakwood Arts 35th Street fridge fam. Let's see what she's got today.
As the sun bakes down on Richmond for a second day,
She's got some waters that were just put in here, some leafy greens.
Taylor Scott takes stock of one of over a dozen outdoor fridges she has placed throughout the city.
The sun has been beaming and the community is feeling it.
As Scott is the founder of RVA Community Fridges, a mutual aid group with 15 fridges around Richmond, packed with food and drink for anyone who needs it, a need they're expecting to see more of during this heat wave. And she says their volunteers are stepping up.
This week to like 3, almost 4 shoppers a day right now, just to make sure that we're keeping the fridges stocked with water, popsicles, hydrating liquids, literally you name it. Even like fruits that are hydrating, cucumbers, watermelons.
But Scott says the heat has also posed a challenge, knocking out 4 fridges, but 2 have since been fixed.
Fingers crossed won't have any more heat stroking out from the fridges.
It's just a beautiful city. It's very hot right now, but
I am managing.
Among those taking advantage of the fridge at the Oakwood Arts Center Wednesday is Holly, a musician who just moved here from Memphis 5 days ago and is still living in her car.
Yeah, I was told about these fridges, and they have been very helpful so far. Sometimes you can get a meal in there. Sometimes you can just get, bread or whatever you need to sustain yourself.
So I'm like, wow, you've already like located the fridges, have access, utilize them in like 5 days of being here. I'm like, the hottest week possible of all things.
Scott says hearing stories like Holly's is heartwarming. It shows the project is doing more than she ever thought possible.
I really never would have imagined how useful these fridges would have been, especially on days and weeks like right now, like today.
Scott adds more volunteers are always welcome, whether it's direct donations or getting involved in their meal prep events. It says you'll be joining a group that's always ready to give back to the community.
And it's like the best. I love the fam here.
And regarding those fridge issues, one thing they are asking for help with is for this Fulton Hill one outside Miss Gurley's electrical issues. So it's not turned on at the moment. They only have some non-perishables in there. So they're asking if you're an electrician or know about that sort of stuff, please get in touch with them and we'll share ways on how to do that on our website, WTVR.
So that's been the thing they've been talking about. It's been hot. Today we had a storm rain by surprise, and then it does rain at weird times. Then every time it seems to rain, the power gets knocked out for probably about, for certain people, about 9,000 to 5,000 people. Then some people said, I didn't know it rained. I said, yeah, it rained. They said, when? 30 minutes ago. Well, it didn't rain on this side of town. So we've been having pockets of rain all over the shit. Kind of crazy. But nevertheless, like I said, it's been hot. It's okay. I mean, I know what to do. Just don't eat anything crazy. But like I said, Frank, we've been dealing with ambushes, heat, and we cover and kill it. I'm going to probably come on tomorrow. I got to put my ice wrap on and shit.
Word.
So yeah, good shot your information, man. Been interesting.
Word. Hey, real quick, okay, before we go on, what y'all think about this that New York mayor candidate? What you think? What you think about what he's proposing to do? What y'all think about that?
You talking about the guy that
the Arab dude?
The crazy part, he ain't won yet. Because he still gotta the mayor election later in the year. He just won the primary.
What do you think? Like what he's proposing to do? What y'all think about that? Though? Like the state-run stores and all. What y'all think about that?
Well, I ain't too much for that state-run store because I think people need to run the store. That's one thing.
Facts.
But I do find
you said a state run the stores.
Yeah, state-run stores.
State-run stores and shit.
Yeah, you got them clown. Ain't that the rapper actor dude?
Yeah.
He's a rapper? Is he?
Man, they call him a rapper, man. I think he did some type of skit where he was rapping or some dude dumb shit.
Yeah, you talking about the guy? Yeah. But it's state run that ain't it's bad. But but we do have to deal with that. But I'll just say this. He won over Cuomo, but Cuomo's still running as an independent, so you gotta see what happens. In that.
New York is becoming a damn joke. You know, they even try to I'm listening to the other show now. They talking about they reached out, allegedly New York. The Knicks reached out to Don Stadium.
Don Staley went to UVA. A lot of guys around here like her, but I'm good.
Yeah, man. Shout out to her, man. But NBA coaching, I mean, come on, bro. What we doing?
Hey, look, man.
What we doing?
You start tomorrow, so I guess they said, "Dang, we got to get somebody." I guess they said we got to get somebody in here. We ain't got no coach. We try to sign free agents. Like, what the hell going on?
They got coaches. First of all, they should never find a coach that took you to the damn Eastern Conference Finals. You ain't been in 35 years, 25 and goddamn years. You should have kept him. Duh. Shit. And just built around him. Brought him maybe some assistant help.
You good? You got a point. It's funny as hell.
But
we'll
the
say
people
this.
was tired of Thibodeau, the fans. I mean, some of the fans, some of the players, I guess, was tired of Thibodeau, I guess.
Well, fans and coaches get fans and players get fired every time. But
Yeah.
but yeah, Frank. I don't know. New York got that
Mhm.
congestion pricing where they done made a lot of money and stuff. So New York been fleecing people for a long time. So I would say, dude just an actor and probably just it's comical. I guarantee he'll be on the Breakfast Club in a couple weeks. So if he ain't already been on there,
What was that?
the guy he talking about that.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, they're probably running through the cycle. But
Yeah.
it's funny too that LeBron James, they've been words out there. LeBron might be going to the Knicks. Almost damn near every year they put that out there. Every other year they put out that LeBron going to the
Well, wait
Knicks.
a minute. Well, shit. I mean, he just signed an extension with Lakers. They $52 million.
Huh?
He just signed an extension. They with Lakers $52 million.
Yeah.
$52
What that
million
mean?
for one season. Wow.
You said $15 million.
52.
Yeah, 52 million. Yeah, opt-in option. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to Knicks, that'd be kind of hard to get traded to him. But I would say this, man. We gotta, like I said, man, we gotta think, Frank. And look, Frank. Hey, look, just because I give you some tips, hey man, do some calf raises, stuff like that, man. Work out. I know you be in the gym, but do that too. Hey, go ahead and share the information.
All right, man. Words. Salute, man. Y'all
Move
can
them out. Shit.
catch me at XX Frank Nitty XX on YouTube and then Frank Jones 8115 on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit me up. You know what I mean? And check out the content. And we gotta stay aware, man, because you know what I'm saying? It's a constant war on us. You know what I mean? Our resources are constantly being taken. You see what I'm saying? I was watching something earlier. Black Authority was going in on Kamala and that, man. They was just saying she was really, people like that, man. They really, these politicians, man, really push against us and push and advocate for other people to take our resources. You see what I'm saying? We gotta stay on code, man. We gotta stay on code. We gotta keep our eyes on the prize. Stay steady. Don't get caught up in these damn distractions. All this Iran stuff is a big ass distraction. These psyops to make you not focus on what's happening in America, what's happening in your community. All the resources is being taken by these illegals and just not even just them, but the politicians. You see what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying, making people fight with each other, man, giving people your resources, right? And then talking about you complaining when you could talk about the resources. But damn, we're owed the resources. How you gonna take resources and not give us benefit? So I mean, we gotta really stay vigilant, man. On the health front, on the political front, on everything, man. We gotta really just stay focused because it's hard to leave focused. That's why they give us so much distraction. That's why they throw out so much bullshit all the damn time. You see what I'm saying? That's why they throw us all these curveballs. You know what I mean? And that's why they give us all this, a ratchet and bullshit type, stuff, stuff to watch, man, because they know that this is really for the kids. It's really for the kids to brainwash the kids. You see what I'm saying? It's really for the younger generation because this young Gen Z, where the fuck this generation is already it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, very, very different from us, man. They set in their ways and they got different type of ways or whatever, which is, I don't know, man. It's just all by design. Watch for this economy. You see what I'm saying? Watch this economy is not doing good. Don't believe what these people tell you. Don't believe what the media is telling you. You see what I'm saying? The job market sucks. The housing market sucks. They want us to be permanent renters. They don't want you to own nothing. Cross trial.
Actually, my night I'm play a video about the renter thing because actually we got more people renting than owning, even in suburbs actually.
And see, that's what I'm saying. None of these politicians will come in and fix that. Nobody's going to fix these problems because they get funded by the people that make the problems. They get funded by the corporations that are doing this. So let's not expect anybody to come in and change none of this stuff because, you know what I'm saying, it's been mad years and this stuff is getting worse. It don't matter who's in there, Biden, this motherfucker, whoever, just come out, wherever fuck. It's still going to be the same old, same old. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, the social media stuff got us picking and choosing. It don't have us thinking righteously. It doesn't have us thinking, okay, you see what I'm saying? All this is BS or one, you know what I mean? It's just, it just got us, man. We just, a lot of people are out of touch already, man. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people are just, desperate time calls for desperate measures, man. A lot of people are this is changing people's minds, man. This is changing the way people think, man. You know what I mean? The cost of living is crazy. Lack of resources. You see what I'm saying? But guess who got all the resources, man? You got a lot of these immigrants got all the resources, and you got these corporations, man. So my thing is, like I said the other day, is there perks with being a Black American, so-called Black American man? Is there perks?
I hate to say it, bro, but I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Immigrants got resources, but the corporations and the owners got way more. I'm gonna tell you why. Watch this. The world's 1% have raised their wealth by $33.9 trillion in the last 10 years.
Well, that's right. You sent me that thing the other day. That's crazy.
The wealth of just 3,000 people could eliminate poverty 22 times over. All right? But if the 1% of the people that already made 33.9 million in 3 years, who's really got the resources? Or like they say, I got the power. Who got the power? As a matter of fact, not only 10 years, actually, really 5, because that monumentally went up with COVID. So,
Wait, say it again. Say it again. The last part.
Really, they say 10, but I'm gonna really tell you 5 because it went up more even with COVID. Actually, COVID actually spearheaded even more. See, it'd be nice when they say 10. It's actually been 5. See, and I'm gonna tell you why. Even if they tried to get inflation down, or it did come down anyway, another thing is, here's the big issue. It ain't even the inflation. You know what else they're doing? When you buy a product today, realize how full the bag used to be, or this product.
Facts.
Now it's not. So even if you was to get rid of inflation, would you put more in the bag or product or whatever?
You're getting gypped either way.
Yeah, so
you're getting gypped either way, man.
Yeah, so
you can charge that same price for that same product, but it's way less. And then man.
So you kind of got it. That's something you always got to think about too. So that's why I said a lot of people see a headline and they go Google. Oh yeah, wait a minute. When they show a big headline out, always remember it's a distraction on the other side of something that you may have missed.
Right.
So that's why I always tell you, pay attention, because that's why I say when they start talking about on the internet and they start talking about in the press, I say, wait a minute. Everybody's in unison. You got an out and an in. You got one side saying this, one side then that. You got to think of yourself and then say, let me tell you. That's why I said about, that they talk about the wearables. Well, you see girls wearing Fitbits all the time. You see some guys doing it, but I see a lot of women wearing the Fitbits too. It's just a fan thing, talking to your watch and all that stuff. But that's surveillance too. Like, we're thinking the military is the military industrial complex, but then you find out that Meta and Palantir got that army generals that they could be from a damn company. Like, what the hell, right? So that's even funnier, right? When you really think of
it. Yeah, that's burnt, bro. Them generals from that.
Yeah.
But see, that's fake. But see, that valor doesn't mean shit. Just like merit don't mean shit. It just tells you that. That's why I don't listen. Man, I don't fuck with these. I don't like you like regurgitate these stupid ass words that these phrases that these motherfuckers come up with.
Hey,
valor and merit. Oh, you gotta make sure you merit based. But weren't we segregated though not too long ago? How are we going on merit when we were segregated?
Hey man,
how does this work?
Still segregated, bro. It's rich and poor.
But I'm just saying, it's
rich
like
and poor, man.
It's all bullshit.
Rich, poor, segregation, brother.
Facts.
Look, got the projects down the street in Richmond, and then you got $400,000 home down the street. Yeah, but yeah, almost in the same area, right? So right by the water, yes, on south of the James. But go ahead, Chak, try your information.
Yeah, man. Free Diddy, man. That's all I gotta say.
All right,
Free Diddy, nigga.
You fags up.
Free Diddy, nigga.
Man.
Free
Yeah,
goddamn Diddy, nigga.
that whole
These
thing
niggas,
is hearsay
they
like
try to put a scam on this man, bro. These hoes try to scam that nigga, bro. And prosecutors, man. It was all 4 female, white female prosecutors, bro. You know that, Frank? They got caught lying, bro. They got caught lying and fucking with the evidence. And Cassie got caught lying, and her and one of the other chicks, one of her friends, got caught lying on the stand, bro. Damn. Yeah, they're trying to set this nigga up for racketeering, bro. They ain't got nothing on him.
Racketeering how? But see, honestly, it's making me think this case is really weird, man, because I'm thinking like, damn. I mean, with what evidence, bro? I mean, damn, I guess, man. You know, I guess that's how you do us, though. You know what I'm saying? You get that's, yeah, man. We're the proxies and shit, you know.
Huh?
We're the proxies. We the ones that they set examples on, not nobody else. You know, everybody else get off and shit. And,
they're trying to say, oh, he was trafficking women across state line, paying for sex, bro. This was escorts. These were entertainers that he didn't even pay. It was cash, and nigga, the one that was paying for these motherfuckers, bro. And picking these motherfuckers.
What about a money ranch? What about females that are going? What about females that are starting to work at a bunny ranch and they're going to a bunny ranch to work? Isn't that the same fucking shit, or even worse? They got bunny ranches in Nevada where you can just go there, brothels where you can fuck the hoes. I mean,
they're playing with the law, man. They're trying to miss what's the name of these laws, bro. And as long as they keep letting them get away with that shit, they're gonna keep getting away with it, man. So we got to put our foot down and say no. You have no evidence. If you're using text messages when you literally got the person on the stand. And then the text message, you're trying to interpret the text message. How are you gonna interpret the text message? You can't interpret text message. That's circumstantial evidence. And it's so small. I'm thinking they're gonna,
circumstantial evidence, huh?
Man, come on, bro. That's just like me. That's just like you chick right now. She texting you, nigga, asking you if you want to get some of this butt, right? You gonna, if you flying to town, I'm gonna be there next week.
Hey,
I'm
wait,
coming in
time out.
My bad. Okay, Paul.
Hey, yo, you know what? It's so crazy. Frank, I was knocked out a couple of nights ago, right? I had this girl call me about 12:05 at night. I said, what the hell you? I said, what you called me for this time of night? She was like, well, you know, we were talking the other day, and you know, you said that you're not married and you're single. She was like, so I was talking to my girlfriend. They said a good thing to find out of if a man's married or single, you call his phone at 12 o'clock at night. If he answers, he might be single. And if he doesn't answer, that probably means he's married or talking to somebody. I told your friend gave you some bad advice.
But see, that's what they do, man. Look.
Yep.
They're so stupid, right?
Yeah.
They're so stupid. Like, what? They don't see.
I could have said, hey, look, it's 12:05 at night, yo. If you call me this time of night, you might well come over and let's handle this right now. But see, that's all it takes.
But that's what I'm saying with this case here. They use a text message between two lovers. These are private text messages. Obviously, she agreed to. Well, I don't know if they got it from his phone. I know they got it from her phone threads. I don't know about his, but I'm pretty sure they probably collected his phone too. But these are text threads, like you just said, bro. Like these women, you guys better be working. Look and see what they saying. They trying to prove. They trying to lock motherfuckers up, bro, for real. Like, if they get this dude, I'm telling you, this text message and all this private conversations, emails, voice messages, Snapchats, FaceTimes and shit, people record shit.
Huh? That evidence should be admissible like a motherfucking court, dude.
Yeah, because it's a private conversation, man.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Because even one time, the one chick, the Jane Doe. She called him or some shit, and he was like, and this is why he was. I think this is before. I think it's before he got locked up. Right before he got locked up, I think. Right. The prosecution was trying to say he was tampering. This is what people saying he was trying to tamper with witness. Right. Now this is the chick he was currently with before he got locked up. They charged him, but he won. You know, he was getting to turn himself in. They still was kicking him because he was paying her rent and all that shit, right? And lawyer fees and shit, right? To this day, he's still paying her rent and lawyer fees, right? She tried to get him to say some shit, right? And he was like, are you recording me?" He asked the lady, "Are you recording me? Is this being recorded?" You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like she was trying to get him to say some shit on the recording. The prosecution gonna trying to say use that conversation to say that he was tampering with federal witness.
Wow.
These motherfuckers are very manipulative, bro, and they bro.
But what? But see, my thing is they doing all this shit and messing up case law and changing all this shit.
Yeah.
They don't never do that when there's a white suspect, bro.
Hell no.
That's why I don't. That's another reason I don't argue and talk to these other race motherfuckers because they, you know, you'll never win with these motherfuckers because you don't never win with ignorance, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You'll never win with ignorance and shit. You feel me?
Nah, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys better be careful out there, man. Like you said, I don't know if y'all ever get in that situation or not. But everything, like you said, this set precedents because everything we know is being recorded. We've been know that. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
Even if you think you got an old phone, old threat, nigga, bro, they can pull that information off that motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they can make it look how they want it to look. Because they took out emojis. Man, these motherfuckers are dirty, bro. These motherfuckers are dirty.
Right.
Straight dirty.
Right.
So these are teachable moments to let motherfuckers know even talking about getting these women DMs and stuff like that, and they trying to get you to fight them out and shit. Bro, look here. Be cautious, man. Be cautious. Get you to say something crazy shit in the text message or something. Be cautious. That's all I would say. Be very cautious, Frank. You know what I mean?
Got you.
They can take anything. They literally, I mean, they stand on that. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
Right. Y'all see the there's a story about there's a white homely looking broad. The broad look crazy. You know what I'm saying? But she killed or she shot up a cop, and she was you know what I'm saying copping and pleading for a bond. These motherfuckers was they wasn't even like, they were so delicate with her and all, and like, trying. It's just, even the reporters, even the reporting on these stories, y'all know it be light, it be delicate. They don't be going in. They don't be talking to them crazy. You see what I'm saying? They don't be insulting them. They don't get rude with them, belligerent. But when it's us, bro, it's just everything is just a total opposite, man. I'm just like, wow.
All right. Go ahead,
Total
Chak. Oh shit. Well, I'll be damn. Well, like I said, man, we just gotta pay more attention, man, and do our thing, man. We just a little off and shit. But with this. I mean, people always say things, but it's crazy because I know a girl that was actually got into the courtroom in the trial. She said, "Did it look old?" But I don't know if that's ever happened. But she was there. She went to New York and she was in the trial and stuff like that. I don't know why the hell she was online giving out information about the trial on Instagram. No, I just found that just kind of crazy that she was actually doing that. I listened to her talk about 10 minutes on it. But I was like, yo, I know this girl personally. I hung around a couple of times. So I was kind of amazed that she actually was on there reporting on the daggone video about something that happened in the courtroom. I did not think going on Instagram reporting that was the best way to go. I'm going to tell you that now. So, but that's what she did. So what can I do? I can't stop her. Right? So, you're right.
Yeah, be safe out there with that weather, man. Something ain't right. Something ain't right, man. You know what I mean? That weather is really weird, and it start raining, and it's 90 degrees, and well, I tell you,
good thing the rain got. You know, I bought a water hose this week to actually water my grass, man, because shit. They wouldn't come mow it because they were saying that the weather's too hot and all this other crap. So they said when it's too hot, they can't mow it because the soil could brown out or something. I said, man, I'm gonna water my damn self. I put some damn water on that shit. But yeah, man, because this I can tell you, man, it's been like ever since the first day of I said, when is it, the first day or something like that? She's been just crazy hot, but I've been dealing with it. I mean, you know, it's okay. I mean, like I said, I don't mind hot. Well, I was born in the summertime. I was born July 16, 1987, dude. I don't care. But it is what it is. But I do understand when you have a population that's, you know, a lot of people just eat the wrong shit and drink a lot of sodas and shit like that. Even the girl in the video, she talking about getting popsicles and stuff. I'm good. I mean, it's saying it's cold, but no, popsicle got sugar in it, man. Nah, fuck all that. But
right.
But yeah, I just want you, you know, Kevin stuff. I don't know where Shaq went to. His information is Shaq Wilder, Facebook. Here's every Facebook. Shaq Wilder, YouTube. Shaq was Facebook. Yeah, I'm coming on, man. I try to get on my night Tuesday to talk about this housing thing you're talking about because I was talking about it because I found a lot of people in the suburbs and renting it. Man, that guy told me, man, he said, man, he paying $2,000 a month. I said, damn.
Wait, $2,000 for what? For apartment? God damn, bro.
No, I ain't no apartment. These new goddamn
townhomes.
Yeah, they building up all these developments and shit, but they owned by the private equity guys. But then the private equity guys had them renting out the damn suburb. They do it to be in a better school district and things like that. You know, one thing I gotta say one thing about white boys and shit. Even some black folks actually too. They gonna try to live in nice fancy homes. That way they can send their children to these school districts. But hey, look, you getting beat in the head, dude. Shit, I'm trying to tell you, you getting robbed.
Fuck, man.
I know my goddamn. Hey, you got one thing about it though. I will say this: they say real estate location, and they will goddamn get their location improved, so they don't have to be around your ass. Just putting it like that. You know it's true. Though easy. That's just how it go, bro. Which it is what it is.
Right.
But just be careful, man. Watch out. A lot of weather coming this way. Some people getting storms. They had a flood tonight. Somebody got stuck down on Dock Street, probably about 10 minutes away. Matter of fact, down Shackle Bottom area, we had a big ass fire where the goddamn building got caught. 1712 Main Street, that big ass fire, the building got caught. It's an apartment and a residence. Caught on fire. Smoke was in there for hours the other day. So I don't know what the fuck going on. Crazy shit. They ain't having to do no damn heat either. I don't know if they're blowing this building what, but it was seemed like it seemed, you know what Frank sound like to me? A controlled demolition. Demolition, man, goddamn it. Cause shit been getting on fire in this motherfucker. Cops getting shot, everything blowing up in smoke. And I'm saying, hey, look, stay the hell out the way, or you gonna pay. Take your time, man.
All right, salute, man.
Yes, sir.